Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Trending Thursday, the live stream that got us started on the YouTube channel. My name is Glenn, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. Glad to have you here. If you can hear me, by all means, please respond in the affirmative to let me know that I am coming across loud and clear. And Janice, you are here. Oh, yeah. And before we get hot and heavy into all of this, Janice, I'm going to take care of what I said we are going to take care of. I want a little bit more people here, though, okay? I probably don't want the full crowd of people because probably people will complain, and that's all right. That's on them. But I want to accommodate everybody. So we only got 34 people here. I want more than that, all right? I want more than that. William says loud. He didn't say clear. Is it just because I'm a New Yorker? I'm loud. I can't help it. I'm loud. Joey is quiet. Joey sits in the background and goes, "Hi, Glenn." He sounds just like that. Yes, had to watch. See, there you go. "Hi, Glenn." You hear him in the background?
You're too loud, bro.
Or whatever. Richard is here from North Carolina. We're in North Carolina, Richard. We're in North Carolina. You know we're in the Cornelius area. Greg says, "Hi, Glenn and Joey, VV Nation, good day." William says, now William did add clear. All right. Mike is here. Hello. Glad to have you all here. We got 89 people. All right. So thank you. I love this shirt. This shirt is another VectorVest shirt. Look at that. Love the color pattern on it and good quality shirt. You know, you can get those shirts at the VectorVest store. Go to VectorVest. What is the website, Joey? To go to the merch? What's it?
Merchandise.
Merchandise. www.vectorvest.com/merchandise. You can go to the store. These shirts are on sale. And if you use promo code Glenn23, you get 20% off in the store. Market is volatile, says Fireblazer. Yes, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today. So I wanted to get something started. Janice sent me an email and asked me to shout out her dad. My dad, Damon, I won't put his last name out there, will be 85 today, September 14th. And I was wondering if you can give him a shout out, Trending Thursday. He watches VectorVest videos religiously. He manages his own portfolio and has done extremely well. 85 years old, right? He is a retired business owner. He had two furniture stores. He's a father of 6 and a grandfather of 13. He has recruited several of us family members to VectorVest and is a huge cheerleader of you guys. So, folks, I need everybody in Vector and VV Nation to type in the number 85 to wish Damon a happy 85th birthday today. Happy 85th birthday today. Janice, I told you I would take care of it. And by the way, Damon, Janice wanted to let me know that it came from your favorite daughter. I won't say what your daughter's name is because you've got more than one. You've got more than one. Look at that. Look at that, Damon. Look at that. All those 85s coming into you. Happy birthday, my friend. Happy birthday. So I always like to help out the people who support us. I think, Janice, thank you for sending me the email. And hopefully these 85s that are coming across will make your day better. Will make your day better. Akshaya says, "See you at 100. I like the way you think, Akshaya. I like the way you think. So happy birthday to you, Damon. And VV Nation is shouting out to you as well. All right. With that, hit that smash that like button too. Hit that like button as well. All right. So look at this. What's the big news today? Somebody type in what the big news is today. What's the ticker symbol of the big news today? Damon is here. Good afternoon, Damon. I didn't know you were going to be here live or if you were going to see this on the recording. All right, so Damon is thanking everyone in VV Nation for lifting him up today. I love talking about the market, but I love even more uplifting people. Uplifting people. And that's right. The big news of the stock today is ARM, and we're going to jump right into that because it started trading at 1208. My coworker, my cohort, my partner in crime, Ryan, has been big on this. He's put out short videos on this, getting you guys prepared. And it started trading. It started trading at 1208, and it came in at a open price of 56.10. Came in at a price of $56.10. Can you add your Friday 6 p.m. video to the events homepage? Joey, do we not know? Do we do that? No, I don't know. We just do the live streams on the events page, not the videos. So in order to get an alert on the videos, James, if you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon, you will get an alert to when the 6 p.m. videos come out. That's the way we do it.
We also send one out to the mobile notifications. So if you set your alerts up on there, you'll receive one there as well.
So, James, we get you guys pretty squared away to make sure. Look at that. Roger says, bought ARM at 56.10 and sold at 61. Today is the day that if you're going to take advantage of ARM, it is going to be a short-term trade because all of the people that were able to get in before we were the people that took advantage of this big move. But what is the stock doing so far after that? Coming off of the session high today, sitting in a channel. And this is the fight between the buyers and the sellers. The sellers are going to be the people that made all of this money right here. The buyers are the people who are still buying on the hype, trying to get into the stock if it goes higher. So now, if you're not in the stock yet, I am going to tell you to probably put in a buy stop order 12 cents higher than the high. The high is at 62.09, 62.19, 62.21 would be my buy price. But you know something, we all know IPOs do this. They come out of the gate hot because of the news, because of the buzz, and then what do? They start to fall. If you're not in it, I still think that this stock is going to have a big move on the semiconductor space. All right? And John says, too much excitosity. Wow, too much excitosity. What the flying flip? I can't, if I don't come up with the Glenism, it ain't one. How about that? If I don't come up with it, it ain't a Glenism. All right, that's all I got to say about that. All right, we got 152 people in here. What I need you guys to do is I need you to share the link. Joey's going to put the link in the chat. Please share the link. Let's get some people into this room because they need to know what's going on with this and not get blindsided by what the market is telling. Hey, go buy the stock. It's going to... I think maybe long term it's going to be able to do something, but I'm looking at the relative value, relative safety. Of course, it doesn't have any fundamentals behind it yet. It's brandy spanking new. I am going to tell you to probably take a wait and see approach if you're not into the whole day trade thing. But some of you got in early and got out quick. There was nothing wrong to do with that. It is going to settle in. I really would like to see some earnings on this stuff, and that won't happen for another quarter or so. I'd really like to see that before I jump on board with it as well. Fireblazer says, does Glenn also speak womanese? Yep. I learned that long time ago. This is my third marriage. I learned how to speak some womanese. Absolutely. And the best phrase in womanese is, yes, dear. All you men out there that believe that, type a 1 in the room. The main phrase in womanese is, yes, dear. Type a 1 if you agree with that. And don't be shy about that. Don't be shy about that. Type a 1. And Joey needs to type that in the room too. Type a 1 if you believe that is the main phrase in womanese that you need to know is, yes, dear. And if you do that, a lot of the flip-flap and all that other kind of stuff goes away, and you just, yes, dear. All right. You're right, dear. That's another one. You're right, dear. Even if they ain't, you're right, dear. Yes, that alleviates a lot of the drama that you don't need. It alleviates all of that. All right. Jake says, hell no. Yep. You married, Jake? That's all I got to say. You married, Jake? Are you one of those people sitting on the sideline with no woman saying, y'all need to do this? I'm just curious. I'm asking for a friend. I'm asking for a friend. Are you one of them? Are you one of them peeps? All right. That's all I got to say. Are you one of, yeah, you need to do this and what you doing? All right. So, ARM is the big news of the day. I wanted to start off the show today in regards to this. Just be careful with this. If you didn't get in here, I think there's going to be a lot of fighting back and forth, but I think a lot of people got in, made some money, and they're going to, I think the market investors as a whole are still waiting to see what this stock really can do. All of this is right now is hype, and all of this move was on the hype. Let's see if the hype can turn into some real action. All right, let's go see if it can turn into real action. Albert says, no matter what she makes to eat, it was delicious. No. Nah, I'm not saying that. I'm not going that, because if it ain't good, baby, I love that you tried it, but you need to take this off the list of things that you need to cook. I'm all right with saying it, but you got to say, I appreciate the effort. You don't say, damn, baby, that sucked. You got to say, I appreciate the effort, but maybe it's not something that we should cook going further. And something, my wife is woman enough to go, okay. She's woman enough to go, okay. Politics are a lot easier than women. I hear that. I hear that. And Dave is also right in regards to ARM. Don't risk more than 1% of your portfolio in the stock. Big time, Dave, big time. You know what I got? I did an article. I don't know if it's going to get printed or not. I did an article about the pitfalls of investing. I've got 4 main pitfalls of investing that I need you guys to stay away from. I may do that as next Tuesday's video. What do you think? And I think that these are things that we need to keep in the conversation, because I think a lot of us fall prey to that. How many of you would like to see a video of the pitfalls that could keep you poor? All right. Type a 1 in the room. All right. Type a 1 in the room, and these are pitfalls that could make you poor. Type a 1 if you're interested in seeing a video like that next week. Okay. I think that it's going to be a good video from that perspective, because a lot of us need to stay away from the things that hurt our portfolios. All right. So I'm thinking that next Tuesday's video, Joey, write that down. The pitfalls of investing, something along those lines. The pitfall of investing. All right, Joey's my secretary. I should never say that, because he's going to probably do things like take me off the screen or silence me. But I have to say, without Joey, I couldn't do half the things that I do. And John says, my friends who bought Bitcoin are all poor now. I'm not going down that rabbit hole, but some of the pitfalls that I will talk about could have kept them out of Bitcoin or limited their loss in a big way. All right. So with all that being said, I wanted to look live at what was going on with ARM after it opened up trading at 12:08 this afternoon. Is this Saturday you're coming to Toronto? Yes. I'm leaving out tomorrow. I will be in Toronto for the Toronto show on Saturday. The Toronto show is sold out, folks. Man, but there's a waiting list if some people don't show up, because it's a free event. Some people may not show up. That gives you an opportunity to get in. But I love that we had the response that we had. And then next week, I'm going to California. I'm going to Los Angeles. All right. Fireblazer says, speaking womanese can hurt my portfolio. Nah, that's not true. Actually, my wife, when we went and bought Beyond Meat a couple of years ago, my wife was the one that said, hey, baby, we should get into it. We made 100% on that trade. That was a good trade. I listened to my wife, believe you. Joey, do you know where we're going to be in Toronto? Can you go look at the website and see where we're going to be in Toronto? Joey may give you an answer. All I know is that it's in Toronto. All right, let's get into some news. Let's go bust the move on that. Let's get into some news. And there it is. My first story was about ARM. SoftBank ARM's eyes up to $64.1 billion valuation in likely stellar NASDAQ this debut. So we saw the move. We saw the stock moving sideways. We do have it in the software. Because you saw the move on the stock. All right. So next story. How about this? U.S. stocks rise after retail sales show resilient customer. Now, the argument, the discussion, I'm not going to call it an argument. The discussion is that the Fed is going to pause on interest rates. And I asked the question yesterday, how many of you think he's going to pause? More people think he's going to raise than pause. But if you check the media is hell-bent on telling you that he's going to pause. Now, I'm not the Fed. I can only think that when I look at the news, when I look at the information that the Fed is looking at, retail is showing that people are spending money. Okay, that aids to a stronger economy. Jobs, less people looking for jobs. that means the unemployment rate should drop. In a situation like this, the Fed's trying to slow down the economy by raising the interest rates, and I don't think that it's cooling off enough for him not to raise interest rates. All right, so, and the cut part of it, Albert, ain't coming until next year. There will be no cut this year. There will be no cut this year. So Akshaya says, Glenn, Fed always followed 2 year. All I'm saying is you're based upon the indicators that he said he was looking at, the indicators, the core CPI, and that kind of thing. Inflation is still not, it's getting better, but it's still rising. All right. Then we go to the next story. Producer prices and retail sales inch higher, as Fed weighs next policy decision. And no matter where you look, it rose by more than anticipated in August, while retail sales unexpectedly edged higher. People are spending money, suggesting a mixed picture of sticky inflation and resilient consumer activity heading into next week's key Federal Reserve interest rates. It's going to be next Wednesday. On a monthly basis, PPI, which aims to measure the businesses receive for their goods and services, it went up. That's inflationary from an upwardly revised mark of 0.4. Mirroring a similar jump in consumer price growth, economists had expected a PPI reading of 0.4, and it came in at 0.7. PPI rate of 1.6 is faster than projections of 1.6 and far above the prior month's level of 0.8. I look at these stories, and I don't understand how the Fed could consider pausing. Now, Akshaya says the Fed always follows 2 years. I can't see it. And you know something, I think it's almost priced in that the Fed is going to pause. And if he does, I think it's silly. I think it's silly because you're going to let inflation rear its ugly head. You're seeing it still rearing its ugly head, and you're not going to raise at least a quarter. I think you should go 50 basis points. All right, that's Glenn speaking. I think you should go 50 basis points. John said, I spent all my money on stocks I find in VectorVest. I have money to waste on silly things like Apple products. Yep, and guess what? Glenn's going to get the iPhone 50 Pro Max Super miraculous phone. Yep, that's only for me. That phone is only for me. Y'all can't even get that. That's because I love Apple as much as they made a phone just for me. Akshaya says, don't kill the economy. He's got to. Akshaya, he's got to. But what did he say a long time ago, Akshaya, when he started this? He says that he was going to cause the economy pain. It's needed in order to get the rate to where he wants it to be. Now, kill the economy or slow the economy. I think the idea is to slow the economy, not to kill the economy. So let me back up. His job is not to kill the economy, but it's to slow it down. And given what we've got going on right now, Akshaya, the economy has the wherewithal to withstand another rate increase. If less people are looking for jobs because they're working, if people are spending money and the economy is showing a little bit of a bump up, the economy has got the wherewithal to withstand another rate hike. Fed should raise this year because next year is election year and they will be pressured to cut. And that's where the cuts are going to happen. And there's the politics that comes into play. And the Fed is supposed to be independent. But yes, the politics comes into play. And at some point in time, it's going to cut and inflation is going to go rampant again. All right, Glenn, when will VectorVest add on? It's in there. That's the first thing we looked at today, Michael. We looked at the ticker symbol on a graph. It started trading at 12.08 today. It's already in the system. All right. Powell said their target for real estate is to get it back to levels prior to the pandemic. That means real estate crash from job losses. Again, I was watching that. Go after the price of oil, and it will. The price of oil is going up. And that's inflationary. All right. So those two things, looking at producer prices, looking at retail
I still think the Fed's got to raise. Retail sales, again, another story on retail sales. U.S. retail sales, producer prices rise, jobless claims lower than forecast. People are working. Now, it doesn't take into effect the people that are getting out of the job market. All right, it never looks at that. A lot of people could be just saying, forget this. I'm not doing it, and we'll see where that leads. All right, so that's all about the economy. More about the economy. European stocks closed 1.6% higher after the ECB hikes interest rates to a record 4% for them. All right, and we tend to keep in line with each other and what we try to do. Tend to. The ECB raised interest rates to 4%. All right, let's get into some stock news. Only 20% of my stocks are pre-VectorVest, says Bill. All right, Ben says the pressure for the Fed to do the right thing, raise rates, is needed. He does not want to lose ground. As a business owner, it will be hard but expected. And I just honestly think that he's got to raise rates, folks. It just got to be. It's got to be. And by the way, Harry, Bill agrees with you, just like I do. I agree with you as well. See, all the banks are up today. Expectation has changed to stay neutral. But something, Akshaya, the banks still haven't reported the big losses that they have on their books, especially the regional banks. When that starts happening, folks, banks are going to get their butts handed to them. It's going to happen. And we saw what happened when two of the banks did that. They got smoked. All right? They got smoked. And I think that the other regional banks are not trying to put themselves in the same position. So they're going to hold on to those losses that they have on their books for as long as they can. But once they can't and they start to report those losses, the other shoe is going to fall. Your Uncle Glenn has been talking about that right now. Wait, why inflation is still high, Fernando? A lot of it has got to do with the rise in oil. It's got to do with the rise in oil. Energy costs, energy is rising. That's inflationary. Tesla achieves a breakthrough in affordable EVs. You do know that they're going to be putting out one of their vehicles in India, coming in at a $24,000 price. According to the report, Tesla has integrated a range of innovations to achieve technological milestone that has the potential to revolutionize its electric vehicle manufacturing process, aligning with Elon Musk's goal of reducing production expenses by half. It's going to be big. We all know that Tesla is the big boy on the block. They've been doing this longer. They've got the patterns down. They've got the mold down. They've got the process down. And if they can streamline it even further, they're going to be able to put out lesser expensive EVs, which is then they're going to sell more of those. All right. When is the next bank's reporting? I don't know, Fireblazer. You misread that, Glenn. So what did you say, Fernando? He should just do it now in September. I agree with you. But again, if you look at the media is saying pretty much that it's built in, that it's baked in, that the Fed will pause next week. And I think that the majority of the people in this room who are investors in the stock market understand that he needs to continue to raise interest rates. All right, so that's on Tesla. Tesla's in my list today. As a matter of fact, let's go look at my list today. Let's go look at my list of stocks, viewers. Let's go to Big Market News. Tesla's in my list. I still am in TSL, the bullish Tesla ETF. It's up today about 1.6%. Even with the pricing war that they're having with China, and I was short-term bearish on Tesla, I've always stated on more than one occasion that long-term I like Tesla. It's a fundamentally sound stock. It's in an uptrend, the whole 9 yards. It is way overvalued, though, but so is a lot of stocks in the market. Rick says Tesla has the lowest manufacturing costs. And if that's the case, Rick, what does that mean? That means that they have the ability to put cars out at a lower dollar price. And a lot of the big headwinds that came with EVs was the price. slowly but surely, as more and more companies are out there producing the cars, prices are going to go down. It's going to go down, and it is. Oil prices are too high and playing a role in inflation. Absolutely, Francisco. That's what's really pushing inflation higher right now is the rising energy costs. All right? The rising energy costs are inflationary, and it's being shown in the numbers of why inflation is still on the rise right now. All right, Spectrum now, $85 for Wi-Fi. You know, I use Spectrum for Wi-Fi, and then I use DirecTV for cable. It's getting expensive to do anything electronically. It's getting freaking expensive. All right, ARM was in my list today. Look at that, up 20%. Up 20%, cost way overvalued, not fundamentally sound. RT tells me that it's in an uptrend, but I wanted to talk about that first this afternoon. And ARM up 21%. I'm not telling anybody to get into it. If you do, I gave you a price point of what to look for. You're going to look at 12 cents higher than today's high before you jump in, because you want to make sure that the stock is doing exactly what you want it to do, which is go up in price. Glenn, how do you feel about changing a mixed stock portfolio to only a big tech stock portfolio? And my answer to that is no. And that's one of my pitfalls that I'm going to have in my video next week is diversification. So no. I don't care how hot a sector or an industry is. In your long-term portfolios, I will never, ever tell you to put all your eggs in one basket. Do you agree with that? Yes or no? I don't care how hot an industry is. I'm going to always tell you to never put all of your eggs in one basket. Now, you can get lucky and invest in an industry or a sector that's rocking and go put your whole portfolio in it and make a killing. And you look like a genius. But what if the industry gets hit and all of the stocks that you have are in that industry? You can wipe out a portfolio like that. So Aaron, does that make sense? No, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you. I don't care how hot energy is, oil is, gold is, anything is, to never put all of your eggs in one basket. Never, 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 never. Bobby says depends. Nope, depends on what men and women use so that they don't pee on themselves. It doesn't depend. Never, ever, ever put all of your eggs in one basket. That is one of the biggest pitfalls, and that's why you need to watch next Tuesday's video. All right? Can we put our eggs in a free mug? And you can do it if you want to. That's what I'm telling you what depends are for. I'm not going with that depends, buddy. I'm not doing that. All right, so those are two of the stocks that made my list today. Let's go to the next one. Oil. Akshaya says that oil is going to go down next month. Akshaya, right now, oil prices top $90 a barrel for the first time since November of 2022. What if you only have one egg? Then you could put it all into one basket. It's only one egg. I guess that's the way you look at that. But you know something? Hold on. No, not that. What am I going to do? One egg. You could put it all in one basket. It's only one egg. Look at Kevin Landis' first-hand funds in 2000. His fund blew up being all in tech stocks. I can't emphatically tell you not to put all your eggs in one basket. All right, so oil prices are up. Inflationary. The inflation numbers are showing their inflation's rearing their ugly head. Look at this. Energy sector's up. Gas, electricity, natural gas, fuel. Everything is on the rise. Everything is on the rise, and it's all inflationary. And if the Fed is trying to get to that 2% rate, they're going to have to keep raising interest rates. So let's get to my list. What do I have in oil? There it is, USO, up 1.59%. Look at that RT, 1.55. It's in an uptrend. Anything above 1 is in an uptrend. The higher above 1 it is, the faster in an uptrend it is. Brian says, if you have one egg, put it into a broad ETF. And you know something? Why not? Put in the SPY, SPX, something like that. If you only got one egg. I'm with that. Aaron says, okay, I do agree with your advice. However, how long should you hold a stock if there is not going up, but it's going down? So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go off the beaten path because I think I like that question. How many of made money on SMCI? Type of 1 in the room. How many of you made money on SMCI when the stock was kicking butt and taking names? Type of 1 in the room. I don't understand the yoke. Ayah. Ayah. That's all I can say about that is ayah. All right. So let's talk about that. How long should you hold a stock? Because that's a great question. Let me put this on a 6-month graph. Look at this move on SMCI. Look at this move on, and look at that upward trend. How do you know when to get out of a stock that's kicking butt and taking names? You know when I would have pulled the trigger? If I got in early and I got in and blah, 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 let's change my graph layout. Let me put this on another layout. Where is my Glenn trade? 3 and the 8. Let's go use the 3 and the 8. You know when I would have gotten out of SMCI during this whole up move? I'm going to tell you. I would have gotten out when it broke through this trend line. You agree with that? Yes or no? See the trend line? Look at that end of day trend line. Would that have been a good opportunity to get out of the stock? Yes or no? Would that have been? Now, I like what Greg said. I could have either taken that off the table or taken half. There you go. Ben says the same thing. I could have taken half off the table, made that nice profit, and still been riding it up to that high. Woo! I'm still happy. Now, when I have closed it, and there's nothing that I can do to protect you against that. See that? There's nothing that I can do to protect you against that, but that would have been the day that I would have taken the other half off. The 3 and the 8 did a great job keeping me, and look at the pullback here. The 3 and the 8 did a good job end of day keeping me in the stock, but that's where, and was that an earnings? Yep, that was earnings. That's when I would have gotten out, right there. Undo the zoom, that's where I would have gotten out, and I would have been flat pretty much throughout this time. But again, I've got nothing. I feel like Whitney Houston. I got nothing that would have protected you through this. Nothing. All right. Aaron says, yes, that's the only stock that made me good money. Everything else is stagnant. All right. House money again. That's right. This is house money. Took that profit off the table. So I like the idea of wondering when you get out of a stock. I like to look at the graphs. I like to, even here, look at that nice run up. When would I have gotten out of the stock? When the 3 crossed below the 8 right here. I would have locked in a lot of freaking profit right here. And then it went down, then it went back up. And you look at me and go, man, Glenn, I left all this money on the table. Did you? Or did you not take profit here? Did you not have a winning trade here? And I think a lot of people look at this and they go, man, they kick themselves. Don't do that. Did you make money on the trade? Yes, you did. Then that's a happy thing. That's a happy thing. Jim says, I close half my position prior to earnings. That's not a bad idea because earnings can go either way. That's not a bad idea at all, Jim. And I agree with that as well. All right, so that was off the beaten path to answer that question. I thought that SMCI was ideally suited to answer that question. Who asked me that question? Brian, did that answer your question? All right. Did I answer your question? And I think that SMCI was justly suited to go after answering that question. All right, let's get back into the news. What else is moving? How about this? How many of you bought into RXRX? How many of you bought into RXRX? And I talk about that because there's a stock that I brought to the table a while ago. It's a pharmaceutical leveraging AI to decode biology and discover novel therapies. So I brought this up as a stock that I've looked at for a while. I brought to the table for you guys 2 news stories, novel therapeutics, and the other one was Recursion Pharmaceuticals unlocking the future of biotech with AI-powered drug discovery. Now, somebody said in the live stream that there's other biopharm or bio companies that are doing the same thing. I didn't do a lot of research on that, but I think I'd like to do a story on all of the pharmaceuticals that are using AI because I think that those are other pharmaceuticals that I want you guys to keep your eyes on. So that may be a story for the future. Joey, write that down. Pharmaceuticals or just biotechs using AI. Biotechs, oh, how about that? I should have had that on. Write that down for me. Biotechs using AI. That's another story that I like. RX, not yet too late. Let's talk about that. Thank you. I saw you put it in the chat. Thank you, sir. Let's talk about that. So it's in my list. RX, is it too late? It's at the bottom of my list by way of VST. It is more of my speculative play. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm not telling you guys to go rock and roll and get into it right now. It's cheap stock, trading at $8.69. It is way overvalued, but again, that doesn't surprise me as a biotech. Not fundamentally sound, but the idea of using AI has, in my mind, the ability to move the stock's price higher. Let's go take a look at the graph. All right, let's go look at the graph. Let's go see what it's doing. All right, it is undervalued, and that's another thing. No, that's the stop. That's the stop. Where's my value? Do I have value on here? I don't. Let's go add a parameter. I don't think it's undervalued. Let's go see. Yeah, it's way overvalued. All right. Let's go look at a 3-month graph on the stock. It's still stagnant right now. It really is. It is still stagnant right now. All I'm telling you is keep your eyes on it. Keep your eyes on it. I think that anything that is attached to AI has a shot in the arm to go up. I think that anything with AI, and we're going to talk a little bit more. I got some other stocks on the AI frontier as well. Michael says, I am now closing my positions the day before earnings, win or lose. Have been burned too many times with great stocks reporting earnings above consensus and then dropping 10, 15% on the earnings call. And Jim Hamby put that up there. I don't think that that's a bad idea. URG is my favorite stock right now. Oh, I talked about that yesterday as my uranium play. Did I not, Jim? I think that I did. URG is on my list. URG is on my list as a stock. I think that was the stock, one of the stocks on my radar. Was it not? Can anybody back me up on that? Yes, Roger. Roger says RX has a sell recommendation. And I did say it's a speculative play. I didn't tell anybody to go buy it yet. But you know what I do like? Look at this right here on an end-of-day basis. Let me zoom in a little bit on that. What's happening with the 3 and the 8? Look at that, Roger. Look at that. Coming off a level of support, I'm liking that. All right. Yes, it's a speculative play, and I'm going to play the technicals on this. When's the last time you saw the 3 go above the 8? It did it twice for one day before it pulled down. But now, look at this. It's coming off a level. There was a hammer formation before it ran up. I got no candlestick formation right now. I don't have any candlestick formation except for I'm watching the 3 and the 8. AI, what about EV? EI, really, Fireblazer? Fireblazer, you need to stop drinking it. You need to stop doing whatever the hell you're doing. You need to stop doing it. Dang, you need to slow down. This is intervention. Fireblazer, move away from whatever you're drinking, smoking, or eating. Okay? This is a VV Nation intervention. Back away from whatever the heck you're doing. Hit the 1 button if you think I'm right. Fireblazer, you need to back away. This is an intervention because we love you, bro. You need to back away from whatever you're eating, drinking, smoking, whatever it is. All right. Type of 1 in the room. All right. Greg says the comedy club is down the dial. I know, Greg. Greg, you know me. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to have fun. All right. But I always give you information that's useful. So I may add in the fun, but it's always still all about the stocks. It's always still about the stocks. All right. And I know I can't please everybody all the time, but I gotta be me. I gotta be me no matter what. Gotta be me. All right. So I do like end of day with today's activity. I do like the 3 is crossing above the 8. So I'd keep my eye on it. All right. What else is in the news? What else is in the news? Teseko Mines, copper. Now we're talking about a commodity. Teseko Mines share jump on permit for copper project. Shot upward after the company received the permit it needed from the U.S. environmental regulators for the Florence copper project. How much is in there? Does it say how much copper is down in there? The mining company said Thursday, blah, 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 with the approvals in place, as well as the Arizona Department of Environmental Quality, Teseko can now start construction on a commercial production facility. It doesn't say how much copper is in there, but I am a fan of keeping my eyes on the commodities. You know why? Because even as commodities go up, guess what?
That's inflationary. Oil is a commodity. All right. As commodities go up, so does inflation. What do you think about Lucid? Is it a good time to buy? You know, no. I had news on Lucid that they were cutting back on production. That was a couple of weeks ago. They are the most expensive cars EV wise. But if anybody is looking for a luxury EV, Lucid is the way to go. But there's a lot less expensive cars coming out in the range. I do like it. That's another reason why I do like Lucid is because they have the longest range than any other EV out there. I think it's sitting at about 500 miles. All right, so Lucid's got the longest range, and I guess you're paying for that as well as the luxury. So I'll take a look at that for you, KK. KKK? Okay, I'll take a look at that. Aaron says, is it smart to wait for an IPO like ARM to wait for it to settle? Yes, absolutely. I'm going to tell you that about any IPO. Let the buzz go by and let's go see what the stock really can do. So yes, I'm of the mindset of waiting for the stock to settle. All right, let's go look at Teseko. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? There it is, TGB. Nice move today on the news, 16%. The stock is overvalued, not fundamentally sound. This is news driven. This is definitely news driven, but then it makes me want to look at the whole industry. See, there it is, big news. Look at the selling pressure. A lot of people made a lot of money on the stock. What is a ETF for copper? Somebody type it in the room. I think is it CPX? CPX? No, it ain't it. COPX, COPX. There it is. Let's go look at the whole industry. So the news is moving to Teseko. Look at the industry. Look at the industry. RT at 1.09. So it's in an uptrend, but not in a huge uptrend. Let's go look at the graph. So we looked at the graph of Teseko. Let's go look at the graph of the ETF. I think that Teseko might have a lot to do with the gap up. Now, interesting in the gap up today, gap up, very little wick at the top, which means that copper as an ETF is trading at session highs, not a lot of selling pressure, and broke through a level of resistance sitting at 38.19. Now, I am going to say that Teseko is probably having a big move on the movement of this ETF. All right, so this is one of those you either buy the news or not. Now, let's go look at the trend from this level. Look at that. Copper's in an uptrend. Copper's in an uptrend. Oh, what else do I see, though? Ooh, look at that. Look at that. I had a little bit. There's the higher lows, lower highs. What just happened? Someone type it in the room. What just happened on this pattern? Oh, this gives me more feeling of warm and fuzzy. What just happened in this pattern? Somebody type it in. This gives me a better feeling in buying copper. Somebody trend breakout. What is that pattern, David, Ben? What is that pattern? And it did break out of that pattern. Nope, not a double bottom. What is that pattern? Look at what I got drawn up there. What is that pattern? I know somebody knows it. No. The wicked wedge. It broke out of the wedge to the upside. That now makes me feel even better about the Teseko play and copper as a whole. I didn't even realize that until I just drew it on the graph. That makes me feel really warm and fuzzy, and it broke through that level of resistance. It makes me feel really warm and fuzzy that it broke out of a wedge. Anybody talking about copper? Anybody on YouTube talking about copper that you've seen? Yes or no? Anyway, and if no, how about you seeing it first? You're seeing it here right now. If you haven't seen anybody else talking about copper, I'm calling it right now. I like the breakout of the technical pattern. This is a wedge, Fireblazer. COPX is gappy. So then how about I look at FCX? Same scenario. There's the up, there's the down, and it broke through. FCX is not, that's kind of gappy too. Give me another copper play. Give me another copper play. Copper stocks, I'm liking, as a matter of fact, let's go put FCX in the list. You want to know copper plays? Let's go find out. Yeah, how about this? On the fly, I'm going to give you some copper plays. Woo! We just found out that let's go look at the industry group. View the industry graph. All right, so this is sitting in mining other. All right, let's go look at the industry of this. This is on copper. I'm liking that we're doing this live as it's happening. Ooh-wee. Tech is the best one. I'll take a look at that. Put a 3. Look at that move. Look at that move. Oh, Nelly. Look at that move and broke through a level of resistance right there. And it's coming up on two other levels of resistance. Look at that. No wick at the top of the candle. No wick. So this is not only moving, but there's no pullback. I'm feeling copper. Oh, man, I'm feeling copper. So let's talk about some stocks that are in it. Right click. Let's view the stocks in the industry group. Watch how easily I can do this. Let's watch the stocks in the industry group. This is in mining other. Someone said tech, TECH. There it is. Now, Akshaya, you said tech is the best one. Well, if I'm looking at it by VST, how about Alpha Metallurgy is the best one? It's expensive, though. How about Palabra, Akshaya, with a VST of 1.9, and it is a sell, 49%. Ooh, the industry is about to rise. How cool would it be to ride a stock from a sell to a hold to a buy? Let's go take a look at all of these stocks real quick. And maybe we'll get down to tech. Put this on 3-month graph. So the industry, wow, look at that damn. Woo-wee. Put this on your radar if you don't already have it. Put this on your radar if you don't already have it. Holy smokes. Now, PILBF is a sell recommendation. There's a reason why. It's trending down. But could this be an early entry? I'd wait for the 3 to cross above the 8. The 3 cross SGML is a more popular name. Closed candle. How about lithium? LAC, this was one of Ryan's picks yesterday. There's the hammer and there's the follow through. Man, oh man. I want to get down to this tech stock. There's Nexa, new 3-month high. These stocks are not altogether expensive either. Another stock trading right at the session highs. That's Ivanhoe. Piedmont Lithium, no, maybe not yet. Oh, actually, Piedmont Lithium, even as a sell, look at the 3 and the 8. Stopped right at resistance, though. Let's get down to tech. I want to get down to tech. Look how far I got to go down the list, Akshaya. Ew, that's ugly. That's in the channel. I like to see it break out. Lithium. There's tech. Tech is not as smooth as I'd like it to be. Some of these are lithium stocks. That's true. This is mining other. I wonder, hold on. That's true. I want to do something. I'm going to go. Joey, did you have the mouse? What are you doing? I need the mouse. All right. I'm going to see if I made a copper list. YouTube trending Thursday. Copper L. I don't have a copper watch list. Joey, can you put in the chat? I need to make a copper watch list because I think I need to do that. You guys agree with that? Yes. I don't have a copper. Let me see. We don't have it under mining copper LM. There's lithium stocks, but I don't have copper stocks. Plus tech is up for sale, says Albert. Did you know that, Akshaya? Did you know that? Tech has both copper and coal. All right. Joey put it in the chat. I think for the Monday video, I'm going to do a copper watch list. I'm gonna have a copper watch list for Monday's live stream. I'll make a copper watch list for us. We just saw that copper looks like it could be riding. All right. And we just did that live. That wasn't something that I had pre-planned for you. I like that. I like that we did that. All right. So what else is in the news? I like the idea. And Monday Monday we'll have one. Institutions make big bets on AI stocks. I told you I was going to talk a little bit more about AI stocks. Let's go put this on here. NVIDIA says double institutions. Now look at this. Institutions, that's the big money, make big bets on AI stocks with profits. NVIDIA institutions are doubling down on NVIDIA. Salesforce, enhancing efficiency with AI. I talked about that yesterday. It was one of my stocks in the dual stream yesterday. IBM, the go-to source for AI business transformation. Palo Alto, the leading cybersecurity play. UiPath gains traction with digital robots. So we all talk about the NVIDIAs, the AMDs, the TSMs, the ASMLs, but these are other stocks, other tech stocks that the big institutions are getting into. And if where the big money is getting in, that's a good opportunity for us to make money. So there's CRM, NVIDIA. Notice that 3 of the stocks that are in that list happen to be my top VST stocks. Look at that. IBM, UiPath, I think that's all of them. 5 stocks, all AI driven. The biggest mover today looks like IBM. Let's go take a look at the graphs. AI ain't going away no time soon. AI is not going to go no time soon. Will the copper watch list be in VectorVest? Let me create it first, and then I'll get our data department to actually put that in there for you. All right, CRM. I'm watching the news, but the news was that they were going to be incorporating a lot more AI into their platform, but I'm watching the 3 and the 8. Now, it may have some downside. I'm going to look at this level of 217.36 as a solid level of support. If it breaks down through that, then the news wasn't enough to keep the stock's price going. I'm looking at NVIDIA, pull back on NVIDIA, a little bit of choppy going on, but I'm watching coming off a level of support. I'd wait for the 3 and the 8 to cross to the upside. Palo Alto, nice move, nice gap. Was that an earnings play here? Yep, it was. Earnings jumped up, even on the pullback, the 3 and the 8 held. Pulling back now from this resistance, the 3 and the 8 are holding. I'd be careful with that one. What else is in here? Wow, IBM just looks good. Nice level of support right here. Look at that. Nice level of support. Bouncing off that level of support right close to the 3-month high. The 3-month high, which is sitting at the price of $149. It's $2 away from that. I like the move on IBM. Again, getting more into AI. UiPath, though, I'm not feeling that as much. The 3 and the 8 are still in place, but 3 down days, and look at the volume. I'm not feeling UiPath as much. IBM in this list looks pretty darn good. Looks pretty darn good. All right, so AI-driven stocks in the tech business or the tech field, keep your eyes on that. Ben says, if copper is going up, does that mean construction, other industry sectors are ramping up? Ooh, I'm glad you asked that question. Glenn, has had a watch list of building stuff: cement, steel, copper, glass. So I've been having my mind on that direction for the past 2 months, Ben. Here's my stock watch list that incorporates all 4 of those industries: cement, steel, copper, and glass, all for building, right? I think the building's been ramping up for a while. Let's go look at this watch list of stocks that I created, and let's go look at the average move of all of these stocks. Put them on a 3-month graph. It's been tough. As the market's been waning, so have these stocks. But prior to that, look at the move on these stocks. It's waning right now. We always know that what goes up must come down, right? Let's go connect my highs. Do I want that? I'll take that. I'll take this. I'll take that. So there was the trend, and then it came up, and now look at that. It's not back below the downtrend yet, but it's definitely heading that way. It's definitely heading that way. Now, wood, houses are built with that. And I haven't kept up with wood as part of this list. Just, the other building materials. There's something I would have to look into. But it is trending lower. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And here was my downtrend. It looks like it's retracing back to the downtrend as well.
All right, so that's all the stocks that I had today. That's all of the stocks that I had today. I'm leaving some time for some of your picks. Hey, if this was helpful to you today, type a 1. If some of these stocks were helpful for you today, especially in the copper play, we just found that out. Again, that wasn't pre-done. We were able to look at that on the live stream, and now I'm a little bit bullish on copper. And I am going to come up with a copper watch list. I am going to come up with a copper watch list. But if this was helpful for you today, as far as how to deal with what's going on in the current market's conditions, make sure you type a 1, number 1. Hit the like button, number 2. If you're new to the channel and you like the content that you saw today, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. We aim and strive to bring you the best content we can on the YouTube channel. All right, we try to do that as best we can. So support us, and we will always do what we need to do to make sure that you guys are in a good situation to make money in the market and to navigate any market's condition to make money. That's what we do. Multiple CA copper stocks as well. You know, Michael, we don't do a lot in the Canadian database. And I keep saying to myself, we might need to open up the Canadian database every so often for the Canadians that we have. And I keep forgetting. I do keep forgetting, and Joey never reminds me. So I'm going to blame it on Joey. I'm definitely going to blame it on Joey. That's why I ask him to write these things down. Not all the times does he. All right, how many likes do we have today? I mean, you know, I always like to get to 100 likes before we leave. Akshaya says, Glenn, you are the best. I like that. Thank you. And it ain't me, it's the software. I am just the person who facilitates the ability to get the most out of the software. That's what it is. It ain't all about me. It really is not about me. All right. Can you look at JBL for an entry at this level? I'll do that real quick. JBL, Joey, put me on the right screen. Put me back on the screen real quick. We'll do this real quick. JBL, price point to get in. Undervalued. I like the stock. Fundamentally sound. Fundamentally sound stock. Let's go look at the stock graph. Where would I look at as an entry point to this? Put some 3-month graph. Yeah, you know something? It's fading the gap. It looks like it did already. I would wait for the 3 to go above the 8 before I go buy into it. I like the movement. Big pull down. Was that an earnings play? No, was not an earnings play. But it did pull back. Look at that. It faded the gap somewhat. I would be looking for a couple of things. One, if it's going to have some more downside, I got a solid level of support right there sitting at 106.58. It's at 108.05. If I'm thinking about getting in, I like a hammer formation forming right there, and I'd like to see the 3 go back above the 8. Thank you, Glenn, for the Glenn 23 coupon for 75% off. Oh, heck no. Oh, no. Hold on. What I want? Well, what I'm going to put on here.
No, God, please, no! No! No!
All right. Joey, put me back where I need to be. I'm not even trying to hear that. I'm not even trying to hear that. All right. So, I'm not even trying to hear that. I put that up there. Sue Thomas has been in TDW for a while. Great company. And we've been looking at it as well. All right. I got to go. For those of you who are going to Toronto, I will see you there this week. And Joey is the brains of the outfit. Glenn, I saw that. Glenn does not speak while Joey is drinking water. We are so unpinning that. Yep. That is no longer pinned. And there you go. Glenn, I'm 63. Would you recommend high dividend stocks for a man my age? And you know something? Watch tomorrow's video. Watch tomorrow's 6 p.m. video. It's all about dividends. So I already recorded it. Watch tomorrow's video. Tesla, Bill, we talked about. I'm still a fan of Tesla. I currently am still playing TSL. I'm still a fan of Tesla. And I jumped into it early. I did a video last week about why I jumped into Tesla early. And so far it's been working. and Aaron, you can take the retirement course, but I am going to talk about on tomorrow's 6 p.m. video all about dividend plays and how to find the right ones for you. All right, I got to go. I got to go. Thank you guys for being here. I'm excited about being in Toronto this weekend. And Janice, hopefully, Damon, if you're still here, happy birthday to you one more time. Thank you for supporting VV Nation. And as you can see, VV Nation reciprocated in showing you some love today. So hopefully you have an awesome 85th birthday today. The grandfather 13, which is awesome. All right, I gotta go. See you this weekend. Thank you. I am gonna plan to have a safe trip. I'm not gonna plan to not have a good safe trip. Roger says, "Come on, Uncle Glenn, hook a member up with what? No, you got hooked up with a 20% discount. You hooked up with a 20% discount. Why are you trying to bankrupt me? Sigh. Dang, Joey, I'm getting off. Sigh, I'm getting off. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii, especially in Maui. Bom dia, salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. Until next week, folks, see ya.